Now's a good time to remember where tequila's story truly began. In 1795, Cuervo invented tequila.
Cuervo.
What are you doing here?
Cuervo. Anytime someone says Cuervo, I show up.
Well, I do know that to be true, but even during ad reads, like...
Cuervo.
I think he could lay out, especially for one of our great partners.
Sweet, delicious Cuervo.
Since then, Cuervo has stayed true to its roots. The same family, the same land, the same passion.
Cuervo.
So, enjoy the tequila that started it all. Cuervo.
Cuervo.
The tequila that invented tequila. Proximo. Cuervo.com. Please drink responsibly.
Cuervo. I've been told that broken Greg Cote was supposed to be in today and just canceled at the last minute, citing knee pain. Knee is keeping him out today, but not tomorrow. He's already decided that his knee is going to be fine tomorrow. Put it on the poll, please, Juju, at Batard Show. Have you ever missed a day of work because your knee hurt? Yes or no? What's happening back home, Chris, that you can tell me about your father and your mother's frustration with your father and his trick knee?
I was over there for dinner last night. He was cooking. He was up and about, limping. Got a limp to him. But my mom was frustrated with him because he's not using his cane. He's been instructed to use the cane for a good week or so, and he hasn't even hit a week yet. So he was up and about, and he cooked us a dinner. But he did say, I only have one show in me this week.
Old people can be strange about canes and walkers. Your dad is going to refuse the walker with tennis balls
Stubborn.
On the bottom. He's going to be somebody. He thinks he's 30 years younger than he is.
When he had the surgery and he was leaving the hospital, they were like, all right, crutches. And he couldn't do crutches. I get maybe the arm, like shoulder strength. I don't know where you need the strength to really do crutches, but he had to do a walker because he couldn't figure out the crutches, so he had to, which is what I was like, I think that means you're old when you can no longer do crutches and you need the walker.
If you had to take a guess, when is the last time your father did exercise?
Oof. Oh, no. Well, he considers exercise the walking around his house he just does on a daily basis, like from the office to the garage. He's told his doctor, I've said this before, he tells his doctor, how active are you? He's like, I walk around my house. He literally used that as like, that's my exercise. So to answer your question, I would guess since he put on clothes and was like, I'm going to exercise outside of maybe playing tennis with you, I bet it's been 25 years since he was like, I'm going to work out right now.
It's kind of amazing that someone decided we're going to rig this walker with tennis balls, and everybody's like, yeah, that's perfect. Yeah. No insurance company came up with like their own same exact thing, but it's like gray and it costs you $300. Right. We're just like, yeah, no, the tennis balls, it's actually perfect for this.
And the tennis balls are only so that you don't scratch up the floor in your home, correct?
Right, but
that's why they're there.
Right. But like a medical company could have came up with something that's like a tennis ball, but they don't. It's just like, we can't top the tennis ball. It is absolutely perfect for this.
You have stunned Jeremy, who is staring at you with open-mouthed awe.
This is one of the greatest in-show observations we've had in years. This is great.
I think you're overselling it a little.
I really am blown
Mike,
away.
don't be modest, Mike. No,
do not have modesty
Mike,
here.
Not you, Mike.
The tennis ball is better at that than it is at being a tennis ball.
That's right.
Put it on the poll, please, Juju, at
No, I
Batard
disagree.
Show. Is the tennis ball better at being something that doesn't scratch the floor on your walker than it is at being a tennis
Let me
ball?
tell you something. Racquetball, fine. It's closer to being a replacement for the tennis ball than whatever the tennis ball is for the bottom of a walker.
That's right. Yep.
It's just a really good observation. I don't know why you would choose that moment for humility.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz podcast.
I will talk in this hour about the Miami Heat, the Miami Hurricanes, and the month-long first-round playoff series of Inter-Miami. But I want to begin today and see if you can get me that video from the locker room where the Dolphins celebrated the winning of the Super Bowl. I believe that yesterday's Bills result is among the most inexplicable in the sport this year. I'm thinking off the top of my head, Cleveland beating Green Bay and Carolina beating Green Bay, because I think Carolina and Cleveland are bad football teams, and I think Green Bay to be a good one, to be the most surprising results I've seen this season. But I was not only flatly stunned, by what the Dolphins did yesterday in a really weird week, okay? Because it's super unusual to fire your GM and keep the coach in season. It's not something that most people do. It's easier to fire the coach and keep the GM in season. It's a weird move for the Dolphins to say, we're going to stick with Tua and McDaniel because we're kind of stuck with them, but Greer, you've got to go. But the Bills losing that game, I have not seen anyone come up with anything that resembles an explanation for me. You can go weather, you can go let down game, you can go it's just football, but I haven't heard an actual good explanation for how the Bills can look that way against the Chiefs, and then Josh Allen can have the worst game I've seen him have since he was terrible. I didn't think that can happen to the Bills offense. I actually understood what happened Bills against Chiefs. Chiefs, their weakness, their greatest weakness is run defense up the middle. That's the Bills' greatest strength, running the ball up the middle. But for the Dolphins to allow every running back in the league and every backup to go for 100 yards and then all of a sudden stop James Cook and turn those Bills receivers into something that doesn't look very impressive, and then on offense to dominate the game and win for the first time against the Bills in more than 1,100 days was lunacy, and I don't have a good explanation. Have any of you read or heard?
James Cook was banged up. Like, he almost didn't play. So I think that probably had something to do with how effective the Dolphins were at stopping the Bills' run game.
Then you go and compare the way the beginning of the game started, and it was like, oh, we're going to lose 100-0. Like, you've never seen a game start that way. The Dolphins were called for a false start and used a timeout
For the first play?
before an official play even happened in the game. You've never seen anything like
How
that.
did they overcome that and still win?
And on that opening drive, Tua threw an interception.
A punt. Well, it was a punt.
Oh,
If you talk to
please.
McDaniel, it's a punt. He
That's
told
not-
them before the game on third down, throw it long.
It's
like a
so
punt.
stupid. This whole arm punt thing is so stupid.
It's an arm punt.
How about getting a first down? Arm punt. How about get a first down?
Let's talk about this game. The funniest thing from the game, and I'm telling you the game was confusing, but the funniest thing from the game to me was McDermott, who somehow looks dumber wearing glasses.
It's unbelievable.
The rare.
That's I think. Does it make his eyes too big? I think that's it. You're not supposed to look dumber when you put glasses on.
The idea that McDermott on the sideline was yelling after a broken tackle, and Achane had like 200 of his yards after broken tackles. That's the most tackles he's ever broken in a game. And again, almost 200 of his yards after initial contact. McDermott screaming, wrap him up on a tackle at Bosa, who's got a cast on his arm. Like, it would be more difficult to wrap anybody up with a cast on their arm, right? Correct? We're in agreement that if someone's got a cast on their arm, they're more likely to be susceptible to the broken tackle if they've got a cast on their arm. McDermott, from the safety of the sidelines, telling Bosa of all people, Bosa, who's a good pass rusher and a good football player, wrap him up as if that's not what Bosa was trying to do with a cast on his arm, was lunacy. But that Bills result, you tell me if I'm wrong, to me, I'd put it at the top of the list on most surprising results this entire season, where you're a 9-point dog at the beginning of the week, it slides down to 8 over the course of the week, and then the game comes and you just throttle them.
Yep.
The Bills can't do anything offensively when they've got the MVP at quarterback, and then all of a sudden the MVP is fumbling the ball, and they're just... It was a disaster for the Bills on the day the Patriots are going and they're beating Baker in Tampa when Baker's got the opportunities to beat them late, and now the Patriots are at the top of the division.
When does the realization sweep over the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen that their window closed? Like, they had an area, they had a time frame there.
Boy, you've got some takes today.
They had a time frame there where the Patriots are terrible. Patriots looking like they're back. And the Bills lost the Dolphins.
I'm really pumped at the possibility of having an AFC playoff in which the Bills and the Chiefs have to do it on the road. Yeah. That they don't have any home games. That'd be fascinating.
The Chiefs are going to have to do it on the road. Like, that seems almost definite at this point.
Yeah, but
right?
them and what kind of odds could you have gotten before the season that they're going to be in the playoffs, but they're not going to have a home game?
Let's talk a little bit, though, about the Patriots, because Drake May's deep throwing ability is a special thing. And they're really well coached. The things that you saw at the end of the first half with Vrabel, where he's just squeezing the time out of the first half so that he can get the ball back in the second half, and then on 4th and short, they're throwing it to Diggs, and Diggs is making an amazing play on 4th and short.
Yeah, I don't know if he's getting the same kind of separation, but the hands are as good as ever. He's scoring touchdowns all the time, and there was a really cool moment when Henderson it broke out of the pile, bounced it outside, is running for 80 yards, and he's so fast that he's looking to the sideline for coaching. Do I go in the end zone or do I do the thing where I kneel before? He's doing that mid-stride looking at Vrabel.
Maybe the Bills should have kept him.
It's been a minute since the Patriots had a skill guy who was that fast. Like, I'm thinking back to Randy Moss. Like, it's been a minute since the Patriots had a skill position player who could break an 80-yard run. We saw yesterday how the Colts are going to lose in the playoffs. It's going to be Daniel Jones is going to be throwing to Warren the entire game, and they should have lost yesterday because the ball he threw on 4th and 2 to Warren wasn't any kind of open. Simply wasn't open. And the things that happened in that game were amazing, including my favorite moment from that game, which is the pregame interview. After 37 years since the Berlin Wall fell, Bijan Robinson, your thoughts? That's how that game started in Germany, where they were asking Bijan Robinson questions about the Berlin Wall.
What do you say?
That's my gimmick.
I mean, it's a perfect opportunity for it, man.
It doesn't really matter what he said. All that really matters is that they asked him the question before the game. That Colts game had some funny sound. The referee at the end of regulation, first of all, this is great. They got the coin flip wrong. And they got the coin flip wrong because when you're in Berlin, you don't know who the home team is. And they just didn't know who the home team was. And the referee didn't know that the game, or the way he was saying it, because I'm guessing he was a little nervous talking to, 80,000 Germans in a stadium. The referee kept saying that the game was over when they were headed into overtime. Can we just play the sound?
And then we hear Pereira.
Can we just hear the sound of the referee just wildly confused? And he really needed to, he needed to
stop talking.
And he wouldn't. He just kept yammering. Play that sound, please.
The timeout to delay the 10-second runoff. So there is a 10-second runoff. Plus, they offer to wind the clock so it really ends the game at this point. End of regulation. We'll roll to overtime.
So again, I mean, I'm not sure what he said there. He said that they're going to go to overtime, but if they're going to properly enforce this, they should have reset the clock to 11 seconds.
He's put 1 second on the game clock.
There it is, Mike. We're waiting for it, and right on cue.
I trust Pereira more than I trust those referees.
What happened there?
He just got really nervous, confused, and got everything wrong.
At what point is he like, you know what? Give me a second. I need to gather myself.
And then they went to the coin flip, and they got that wrong as well. In a game,
He had the wrong person call the flip.
where microscopic inches and the margins are tiny, and the referee clearly did not know what it is that he was doing. That game yesterday is why people don't trust the Bills. Like that game,
The Colts.
No. They don't trust the Colts either. The Colts won that game, but I'm talking about that game yesterday. I transitioned without telling you I was transitioning. That game yesterday is why it is that people do not trust the Buffalo Bills to do anything meaningful. But the thing that's weird about the game, the thing that's weirdest about the game isn't even that the Dolphins won, though that's weird enough. The weirdest thing about the game, the Bills never lose like that. They never lose like that. They're always in the game because of who their quarterback is and because they can go get offense. Did the rain slow them down that much? It can't just be that James Cook was banged up. Every running back in the league and every backup running back in the league has gone for 100-plus yards against the Dolphins' run defense.
I don't know how they stopped him. You were asking for reasons. He almost didn't play. That's all I'm telling you.
I am confused by everything that happened with the Dolphins game yesterday. And I have yet to hear a good explanation. I've heard some explanations, but a better explanation than football.
I gave you James Cook. It wasn't good enough for you. I'll keep hitting the books, seeing what I can find.
I don't know. There doesn't have to be an explanation.
No,
does there?
See what they did in the A-gap.
There does need to be an explanation. We hyper-examine all of these games. There does need to be an explanation for the things that you saw.
I mean,
There you go. Let's add hot to the list.
I mean,
let's come up with a list.
Mike McDaniel has played the Bills. We went over this on the Thursday nighter. Like he plays them tight. He doesn't get the results often, but he does know how to keep a game against the Buffalo Bills tight. And small sample here, when they play the Bills at home on a 1 p.m. start, that's when you get your best punch.
That was the last time they beat him.
You say that he knows how to keep these games close, and I will tell you they have not beaten the Bills in 1,100 days. So while they might know how to keep it close, they lose. They lose consistently. A sure result as you will get in that sport is that the Dolphins are going to lose to the Bills when they play the Bills. The Bills have overtaken the AFC East, at least in part, because the Dolphins can never beat them.
But in those 1,100 days, how many of those were 1 o'clock Sunday starts?
What does Zyn give you? Not just smoke-free nicotine satisfaction, but real freedom. Freedom to do what you love and choose your rewards. With Zyn Rewards, you can redeem points for premium tech, outdoor gear, and gift cards to your favorite retailers. Find your Zyn and keep finding rewards that fit your lifestyle at zyn.com/rewards. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Quick time out here to talk to you about the official ticketing partner of the Dan Le Batard Show. Speaking, of course, about Game Time. The Game Time app gives the advantage back to you fans. It's the hack for unlocking amazing tickets and experiences in just a few taps. It's incredibly easy to use, and the Game Time guarantee means you'll trust that you'll get 100% authentic tickets on time and at the best price. Plus, fees are always included, so what you see is what you pay. They got favorites, they got zone deals, they get panoramic seat views, my favorite feature, the low price guarantee, and Game Time's unparalleled ticket coverage, which means your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. Take the guesswork out of buying NFL tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code DAN for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code DAN for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today.
You know how most home security systems wait until after something bad happens? It's like a goalie just standing there until the puck's already in the net. That's reactive. Simply Safe, on the other hand, well, that's Sergei Bobrovsky in net. It's proactive protection. The new Active Guard outdoor protection uses AI-powered cameras and real monitoring agents who spot trouble before it happens. If someone's looking around, they'll talk to them, hit the lights, sound the alarm, even call the cops, all before anything gets through. That's a shutout level defense. No contracts, no hidden fees, and named Best Home Security System by U.S. News & World Report 5 years running. I've got Simply Safe at the house, and let's just say, nothing is getting past it. Right now, our listeners get exclusive early access to Simply Safe's Black Friday sale. Save 60% on any new system. This is the biggest deal of the year, so don't wait. Go to simplysafe.com/DLB. Again, that's simplysafe.com/DLB. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Dan Le Batard.
All right, we got to go back out there. That was big. Wake him up.
He doesn't want to be bothered anymore. Now it's getting tense because he didn't need that as a result. He needs something that happens.
You can see him mother effing us. Can we bother? Are we bothering you right now?
Turn on your microphone, Greg.
My microphone's on.
Stugotz.
Paint the scene.
Paint the scene is I got to go to work. Good night.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
Are you guys ready for a Spain 9:30 start?
No.
True crappy game next weekend with Washington?
I'm in on it.
I'll tell you, once it happened to me again yesterday. It never fails. And next week's going to be a true test because of the Dolphins. I wake up on Sunday and it's, oh yeah, there's a game going on. It was the second quarter before I realized.
You sleep in on Sunday until past 9:30?
Yeah, player. And I had a really late Saturday night, man.
Go on.
Government got me.
What
Government
happened?
shut down, Dan.
What happened?
I got home, I walked into my house at 3 a.m. on Sunday. Government shut down.
What happened? Flight problems?
Yeah, I was stuck in the Atlanta airport for a long time on Saturday. It turns out you need air traffic controllers to fly. And if you don't have any of them working, they ground the flights. And so I was just chilling in the Atlanta airport for a very, very, there was this pocket apparently from 7 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. where we don't have air traffic controllers. So no flights are taking off, and it's just like I just had to chill in the airport for a long time.
What's your strategy when you got a lot of time to kill in an airport? Are you a floor layer? Like find a spot in the corner.
A floor layer?
You ever see these people? People lay on the floor at airports.
I look down on those people.
Really?
A floor layer in the airport?
I mean, I've got 4 hours to kill here. When am I going to sit in these awkward chairs?
How
for
about
4
you're
hours?
not going to be disgusting?
Atlanta's actually a really good airport for
floor
spending the
laying?
night. Yeah, because I had to spend the night in the Atlanta airport once. And
Why would you do that?
I didn't do it like electively, dude.
Zach, what are you talking? Like you're just like I'm gonna go hang out at the airport and lay down.
Hey, ladies basketball team, you know what's a great idea? Let's not go home. Let's spend the night here.
No, like go to the hotel. Go to a hotel.
No, that's not. It's not that simple. It's not that simple.
Did you go to a hotel?
Yeah, I go.
Well, no, because my flight was still scheduled to leave
exactly.
that night.
So what do you do if you have like 4 hours to kill? I don't have time to go to a hotel.
All right, everybody, calm down.
You're judging me.
I would have loved
What'd
to.
you do? Just sat there?
Look, if they told me at 6 p.m. that I wasn't going to be delayed into oblivion, that I was actually going to have to spend the night in Atlanta, then I probably get the hotel. But you reach a tipping point sometime around midnight when you realize, oh boy, I'm probably going to board a flight here at 6, which means I got to get to the airport with my daughter around like 4. You know what? I'm just going to sleep on this floor. That's what I'm going to do.
Ugh. That's how I say to
He's
that.
fine, you know.
Ugh.
He did it and he survived.
I sat in the chair and I watched the Heat game. That's what I did.
Put it on the poll at Batard Show. Do you judge the person who lays down on the airport floor? How long were you in the Atlanta airport?
For like 6 hours.
Let me tell you something. That Vegas airport floor,
That I won't do.
comfy.
Get out of here.
Comfy.
I was going to say that might be where the line is.
Filthy.
Dude, are you kidding? That one and the Tahoe one. The Reno airport
Oh,
floor.
no, that one I'll lay on.
Reno airport
gross.
floor.
I'll lay the
that's
shit
a
out of that
top
one.
3 floor to
I
sleep
would never
on.
lie in the airport.
I'll lay face first
I judge all of them. You're filthy.
on my stomach.
You guys are a special kind of disgusting, and I'll lay down on the floor. I got no problems
And you
laying
do it
down
all
on the
the
floor.
time.
Yeah, but an airport floor.
So gross.
Come on.
An airport floor.
Go sleep standing up.
Why do I have to sleep?
Is there an airport? Is there an airport hotel in the Atlanta airport?
Yeah.
There is a place that you can spend some money and rest, and everybody got delayed that day, so it was all fully booked, and there just weren't any good options.
Didn't
so
realize you travel in such a large group.
it's
Okay.
I did actually. It was with the Miami Hurricanes women's basketball
Well, this
team.
was just me. Okay.
One of the things that I saw reported yesterday, I had not seen it before yesterday, it may have been reported before yesterday, is that the Bills, because of their wide receiver problems, and man, I thought Shakir and Coleman would be better for Josh Allen. I thought Shakir and Coleman would be he must have targeted Coleman 8 or 9 times yesterday and only got 3 catches out of it.
That's what he does. Dating back to FSU. Told you about this guy.
Yeah, I liked him out of FSU. I thought they got a steal getting him as late as they did in the first round, and he hasn't been that good for
He had
them.
8 targets yesterday.
Yeah, and the thing that I had heard reported that I had not heard before yesterday is that the Bills were offering a first and a third for Waddle. That is not something that I had heard before yesterday. And a first and a third from the Bills isn't going to be very good because it's going to be a late first round pick, and so they decided not to trade Waddle at the trade deadline, and Matthew Berry told you Waddle was going to have a big game against the Bills defense. The Bills defense has some real problems that are going to be bigger problems in the playoffs. Their run defense is a problem. Ed Oliver not being healthy is a problem, and their defense in general is...
The window's closed, Dan.
What?
Yeah.
They've got the MVP of the league at the quarterback position. I would not...
Okay.
You're going to close the window on them?
Yeah. Like, no one's going to go into the playoffs favoring the Bills to win the AFC.
They just beat the Chiefs at home a week ago.
They beat the Chiefs at home always. They literally always do that.
In the regular season.
They're 5-1 against Mahomes in the regular season.
Okay, but they just did that. They did that to a Chiefs team that everybody was saying was fully and all the way back. Look, do you know how confusing it is to me to see the Chiefs have more trouble against the Bills than the Dolphins did on offense? Explain that to me. Like, you could go Heat, you could go Rain, you could go James Cook is banged up, but the offense of the Dolphins had more success against the Bills defense than the Chiefs did.
Dan, Jeremy has busted open the books, and we have another reason as to why Miami pulled off this upset.
That's right. Per Next Gen Stats, Dan, Allen's average time to throw was 3.53 seconds. That was the longest of his career. The longest of his career in this game. Receivers can't get open.
Shut down corners.
Maybe he should request a trade because they won't get him any weapons.
Well, the window's closed.
Window's
Doesn't have any
closed.
help.
What are you going to do?
If the window's closed, your next step is you got to request a trade.
I'll give up 2 in a first.
I saw that stat of 3.5 seconds, and I still thought that the Dolphin defense is banged up enough and bad enough that I would think that if I'm giving Josh Allen 3.5 seconds of time, I'm going to be in trouble because I don't trust that defense at all. I will say it again. The Chiefs' offense that everyone says, and I agree, is fully back, struggled more against that defense than the Dolphins did. Now, part of that was ball control. Part of that was the fact that the Bills just kept giving the ball to James Cook to run up the middle, and so they just held the ball a lot, and Kansas City didn't have it as much as the Dolphins did.
How about this Dolphin team fighting for their head coach, huh? Toxic vibes. No one saw this one coming.
Let's show for people here something that people are saying may have been AI generated, but I don't believe that people are so bored or that AI is so
really?
bored.
People are bored, Dan. I don't know what
That
you're
they
talking
would
about.
create this fictitiously, but it is being said that this is real, that Mike McDaniel, on his way home past the elbow room, which is famously Bills Central, whenever it is that the Bills come down here and win, as they so often have over the last 1,100 days, it is said that Mike McDaniel in a black matte car just swung by the elbow room and hung out of the car, put it on the poll at Batard Show. Do you drive with an arm out of the car, out of the window at Batard Show, because Mike McDaniel is flexing a little bit there as he drives past, and he's looking straight into the elbow room.
I see all 5 fingers. This is not AI for me.
That's always the first thing I look at. I look if the fingers are intact.
It looks like a normal hand.
The watch is on the sleeve.
I see a watch.
Does it have to be AI or could it just be Photoshop? Could someone have taken that?
No,
image of him from somewhere else?
Photoshop. Nobody Photoshops anymore. No, get with the times. It's always AI. No one Photoshops anymore.
Yep.
I'm doing the math on what time the game would have. It gets dark down here, like with the time change, like 6 o'clock. Could it have been that light out after at least?
You know what? That's actually
the game. If the
that's
game
good
ends
detective work.
game ends at 4:20. He does press com. He's probably, what time is he leaving the?
He's definitely
the
not
stadium?
leaving before
5:20.
5:30.
It takes probably a half hour to get from the stadium to elbow room.
I don't even think he's leaving by 5:30.
That's the only part of this that makes me skeptical.
That's good detective work.
Thank you.
Speaking of the confusions of AI, can you guys get me some information on something my wife told me? I've gotten used to my wife gasping now when she is looking at the phone, and there are any number of things that it can always be when she's gasping. Sometimes we're just bombing random, boats in the ocean. It's just, there are all sorts of things every day that make her gasp. But today I was surprised by learning of the existence of a Tilly Norwood, a name I had not heard before. It's an AI actress that has been created, but she also told me that there are 40 more in the shop, that they are creating actors and actresses to replace our actors and actresses, so that you still can't recreate the writing. That's going to take a minute to tell the stories as well as they need to be told. But I don't know how it is that the future is going to look with fake actors created by AI.
I could have sworn we had a strike about that.
We did have a strike about that because the writers and others, in fact, Mike Schur was in the middle of that, trying to prevent Disney and others from being able to put actors out of work by artificially creating actors. But Jeremy, can you get me any information that you can on both Tilly Norwood, which is a name for a fake actress that has just been created by computers, and this army of actors that are being prepared, that are in the shop to replace other actors?
I'll find some more information in a second. I know that as of about a month ago, when they were talking about Tilly, they said that agencies were lining up to represent her. What does that mean? That's not a real person.
What's up?
What does that mean?
It's a good question. I believe we're all going to be asking it over the next few years. What does that mean? Is something that is going to be a part of our lexicon for a while.
A lot of milk in her coffee.
A lot.
You're done with the Bills?
Yeah, you can't trust that team. That team's never going to win anything. I think the window's closed in the AFC, so I do.
Can you objectify AI?
I want to.
You can't say that, Zaslow. You can't say that. They've dominated the division. They go 17 straight years without winning a playoff game, and they've dominated the division since because they have this quarterback.
Yeah, I don't trust that team at all. And yesterday, I derived actually a lot of pleasure watching that ass kicking right there. I love watching that Bills team lose. I love the idea that you had all of those fans there at Elbow Room yesterday who thought they were going to be there for a big party. They're going to crush the Dolphins. Game was never close. Hell, it sounded like the crowd at the stadium yesterday was mostly Bills fans. I love that those people were sour yesterday. That team is never going to win anything. This Dolphin team sucks, okay? And they killed the Bills yesterday. This team's not going to win anything. Buffalo right now is 6th in the AFC. Like, they're not even near the top. They're not going to go on the road for 3 games.
They are near the top. Zaslow.
5 teams ahead of them.
Zaz.
By definition, though, 5 teams.
5 teams.
They've got 3 losses, and the others have 2. What do you mean? There's not a one team. There's not a one-loss team in the AFC, is there?
If you're 6th, are you close to the top?
Yep. If you're 1 game within the 2 lost teams, you are close to the top.
That was not the question.
Are there 5 2-loss teams, and then the Bills? The Bills yesterday, because of that result, are now 1 game back of the 5 teams.
Where do they? What are the standings today? Today they're 6th. If Buffalo loses next week, they may be out of the playoff picture.
Is that close, Dan? Is that close? Because 6th is not close.
6 is not close to first. Do you understand how standings
not
work?
at the top.
They are 1 game out, are they not? Or are they a game and a half out? Is there someone who has a game in hand on them?
You're trying to throw semantics here.
Game in hand.
And I'm looking at standings. I know that number 1 is the top and number 6 is not.
Okay, but name the 5 teams with 2 losses.
The Colts are the 1 seed with 2 losses.
And you're doing this also without looking at the rest of the schedule as well. But go ahead, name the teams with.
Do you want to play a little win-loss?
I don't want to.
Sounds like you do.
No, what I want to do is question your overreaction and your knee-jerking because you haven't even looked at the schedule and you're declaring the Bills' window closed.
I'm looking right now. It's a tough schedule. Next week?
That's good. I'm looking right now. Tough schedule.
Next week. I realized that once I let it lay out. I was like, I should keep going. They got the Buccaneers next week. Bucks just lost to the Patriots. Okay. Bucks next week.
Tough one.
Fired up. Don't want to lose 2 in a row if you're Tampa. That's a tough game. I'm going to let you think about the rest of the schedule, though.
All right. Let's get easier after that game.
Let's chat about Miller Lite. That's right. Football season is in high gear. The leaves are turning. That means these football games have more consequence. That means you'll be tense. You want to enjoy these games. Well, enjoy these games like I enjoy these games with a Miller Lite by my side. It makes tailgating better. It makes catching up with friends easier. Game day just hits different with a Miller Lite in your hand. From jaw-dropping touchdowns to fantasy heartbreaks, it's a beer that has been there for every moment. 50 years of great taste, simple ingredients, and that iconic golden color that you can spot from across the room. Look at that beauty. And here's the kicker. It's just 96 calories, 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. The original light beer since 1975 and still hitting 5 decades later. So whatever your game day looks like, remember, Miller time is always a good time. Miller Lite, great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/Dan to find delivery options near you. Or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
Folks, fuel your game day with the unbeatable crunch of Hampton Farms, the official peanut of bowl season. Perfect for sharing with friends, tailgating outside the stadium, or cheering from the couch. Grab a bag from the produce aisle of your local grocery store and savor the game 1 peanut at a time. Let's get nutty.
On Fox One, you can stream your favorite live sports so you're there for the biggest moments as they happen. For me, I cannot deal with spoilers, so I need to see it live, especially on college football Saturdays and NFL Sundays. With Fox One, you get it all. NASCAR, the MLB postseason, edge-of-your-seat plays, jaw-dropping moments, and that rush like you're right there in the action. Sports are meant to be watched live, and you can do that with Fox One. Fox One. We live for live, streaming now.
Dan Batard.
Did someone say conservative entity?
Wow! No!
What?
Oh, see, this is why.
Stugotz.
Hers was better than mine.
In the 5th Sagaki.
Yours was Fleming.
How is the 5th Sagaki better than the 3rd and the 4th Sagaki already?
This is the Dan Batard Show with the Stugotz.
Zaz, you see that late fumble by Josh Allen?
They definitely don't play the Texans.
You see that late fumble? See that late fumble by Josh Allen?
You know what my favorite moment of the game yesterday
You're not going to listen to
me? Yeah, well, I saw the fumble. Yeah, I saw
See how it happened?
Yeah.
It was a punch. Look at the picture.
Can you harass an AI?
In the Washington game yesterday, by the way, somebody just punched St. Brown. Just punched him.
We're okay with that, huh?
That's a different kind of punch, though.
No, everyone's okay with
I know, but
that punching, we should get out of here.
Why was it a penalty? We're okay with punching.
If he was holding a football.
Yeah. If he had a football in his hand, it's okay. It's the stupidest thing. It's so dumb.
You saying the Bills' window is closed is comparably dumb, I would say. It's too strong a take. You can't do that.
You know what? The window may never been open because when's the last time they were in the Super Bowl? This window may not have been open. Maybe I am wrong. Maybe it's not closed. Can't be closed if it's never open. Maybe I am wrong.
Let's segue better than I did from Colts Bills earlier into some things going on in local sports here, Inter Miami among them. But before I get to that, do you guys know the Heat player through his first 6 games, who has more points than any Heat player ever through 6 games? By a lot, by the way. It's not by a little. Are you familiar with this stat I'm about to give?
I don't think so.
Alonzo Mourning scored like 117 points in his first 6 games as a member of the Heat. LeBron James scored like 122 points. Dwayne Wade was coming off the bench at the beginning.
Okay, in their Heat debut. Okay, got it.
No, the first 6
their first
Heat
ever
games.
6, yeah.
Their first 6 Heat games. Norman Powell has scored more points, like 20-plus points than any other Heat player in his first 6 games. And it's not just that he's made the Heat a good deal better. The Clippers are now worse because they do not have Norman Powell. This has been an important player that was somehow acquired for Kevin Love and Kyle Anderson.
And he's an easy player to like. He's easy to watch. Seems like a likable enough guy. I'm taking to this Norman Powell. I like him.
You're probably taking to him because he scored more points through 6 games than any
It's a
Heat
vibes
player.
thing, too.
Yes.
You saw him with Jovic after the game. That was adorable.
He has made a difference, and I believe that this is a Heat playoff team. I believe they will have trouble all season winning on the road. They will also have trouble late in games, although against Portland they did pull away late. But I do believe this team will have trouble winning road games.
We don't know yet what their late game strategy is going to look like because they have yet to play a game with all 3 of Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, and Norman Powell. The fact that they're going to have all 3 of those playmakers late, especially considering the way that they're sharing the ball and moving around right now. Like, they closed it out with Niko Jovic, who had an unbelievable game against Portland. But they closed it out with him being the primary ball handler. They've closed out other games with Jaime Jaquez Jr. The options right now are endless for this team offensively with record-setting quarters, like over and over and over again. It's been really impressive to watch thus far.
Did Spo start using Jovic differently, like immediately after Jokic was like, hey, this guy's good. You should use him differently? It was like a game later, and all of a sudden he has his best game?
And maybe there's
Interesting
some motivation
timing
there.
Interesting timing.
There's some motivation for Jovic going up against Jokic and then being able to respond to that. But the usage rate was simply because you don't have Bam Adebayo as your big man. So now all of a sudden he's got to be playing some of that role where he's playing small ball 5 at times. I mean, they've deployed Kashad
using him in the post, just how Jokic suggested.
Well, that's been what they've been trying to do. They've been trying to get Jovic to use his body, to be physical. You hear it on the broadcast. You hear Crotty talk about it all the time. Spoelstra was after that unbelievable game. It was 29-9-6 for Jovic, and he's talking about the last play of the game where he could have iced it and took like a step back 3 and was like, why is he doing this James Harden thing? I told him, go post up, use your body, be physical. He would have been able to do it. That's the stuff they're trying to get him to do. They're trying to get Khalil Ware to grow. But thus far, the offense has been great, and it's interchangeable pieces, which is nice for this team that's been constantly dealing with injuries.
So the last 2 games, the Heat have scored 126 and 136. Obviously no Tyler Hero. Also no Bam Adebayo. And they're scoring 126 and 136. But tonight, Dan, they start a home and home, all right? But both games are at your home. They have a home and then another home against Cleveland. Tonight, Dan.
That's not a home and home.
I didn't understand.
I just
home and
explained
another
it to you.
home. Yeah, what did you? I don't understand.
What was hard to understand about that? I just explained it. It's a home
business.
and a home, but they're both at your home. Somebody was confused?
Yeah. Yeah.
It can't be a home and home if you're never going on the road to their home.
A home and a home, both games at your home.
Stop being
Somebody's
such a
confused?
Man. Stop being such a man. Just like say I screwed that one up. That one's off me, coach.
So stubborn.
I'll tell you what I will say. It's one thing you beat the Hornets. It's the worst team in professional sports. It's another thing you beat the Trailblazers. All right, they're fine. You got the Cavs tonight and Wednesday. Some people call that home and home at your home. Tonight, Dan, it's a show me game.
What?
Yep.
What?
Tonight's a show me game.
Wait a minute. You said against the Spurs they had a buy-in game. They lost that one.
I know.
What's the difference between a buy-in game and a show-me game?
Because a buy-in game, early in the season, you don't really know if you should be buying into the team or not. And that's why it was a buy-in game. But now we're a couple weeks later. We're 10 games in. 10 games a decent enough sample size. You know a little bit about your team. But like I said, you beat stupid teams like the Hornets, like the Clippers. Those teams aren't any good. Well, guess what? The Cavs and the Heat are undefeated at home. All right? That's a tough place to play, Kaseya Center. Tonight, you got the Cavaliers. If you beat a good team like Cleveland, you show me something. That's why tonight, show me game.
And that's without Bam and Tyler to have that show me game. But their next 5 games, you got Cleveland, New York, and Golden State before taking on
New York
Chicago.
home and home?
That is an actual home and home. That's at New York on Friday and then home.
That's a home and home with the Knicks.
A real
home and home, not the home and home that happens to be both at home.
And then your home.
That's not a home and home.
Yeah, that's a home and home too.
That's not a home and home.
They're both home and homes.
No, you can't have a home and home.
Then everything's a home and home.
You cannot have a home and home when you never go to their home.
You have 82.
No, you just have to specify. This right now against Cleveland's a home and home. Both games at your home. Then against the Knicks, it's a home and home. Their home, your home.
I'm sorry, is this a record for home and homes in a season? Miami apparently has 41 of them.
All right, see, now you're being stupid.
This is where we are with the stats on the Miami Heat. They're 13th in offensive rating, 5th in defensive rating, 7th in net rating, and all of that is very good in a weak East.
They have 2 players in the top 10 in individual net rating, and their names are Jaime Jaquez Jr. and Drew Smith.
I love that Jaquez. That's my dog.
He's been pretty good in this offense. He's been unlocked by what they're doing.
It's a bad East, and they have the 3rd best net rating in the East. But I don't want to go another minute without talking about this 6-month-long first-round series that Inter Miami is playing. They do not have happen to them against Nashville what happened to them against Atlanta, where a team with great expectations and the best star in the world gets knocked out in the first round last year. They survive it this year, and they survive it in with big punctuation against Nashville, blowing them out.
Is the next series like 2 months?
It was really long. It's 3 weeks long.
Yes, but fear not. MLS playoffs make a ton of sense. Now they're all single elimination from here.
Shut up.
What? Are you serious?
No, Jazz, don't fall for this.
Yes.
He's messing with us.
No,
That's not true.
It's true.
No, I don't believe.
First round of the MLS playoff. It's the best of 3 that takes about a month.
There's no way they go backwards. There's
takes
no
about
way.
a month.
I'm looking this up.
And now they're all single elimination from here.
Big liar.
I knew this would be an issue.
I don't believe you.
Yeah. Messi scored 5 goals in the 3 games. He absolutely owns Nashville. They hate seeing him. He beat them in the Leagues Cup 2 years ago. Believe it or not, this is the first time in franchise history Inter Miami have advanced past the first round.
He's right. He's not lying. This is stupid.
That's a real thing?
Mm-hmm.
They play a series to open the playoffs?
Single elimination.
And then it's
from here.
single elimination?
That's right. See, the MLS is like, we get all these random results because it's soccer and single elimination in the first round. That's stupid. We want the random stuff later in the playoffs.
So you play a series to make sure the better team wins.
Mm-hmm.
You do that at the beginning, but then when you get to potentially the championship, let's just fly by the seat of our pants.
That's right. 1 game for your life against Cincinnati. Let's go.
Can you guys find out to me why we fly by the seat of our pants? Is that a Peter Pan reference? And also, the reason they have to do that is because if they made every series as long as the first round, it wouldn't be over for 7 years. You wouldn't be able to decide a champion in a calendar year.
Well, it went to Game 3, and you had Luis Suarez suspended for the final game of the home and home.
Good.
What do you mean good?
I don't like him.
He was suspended for violent conduct. He kicked at a player that wasn't called on the
It's
field.
enough of this guy.
Well, this guy, is there a soccer player, punitively and empirically, is there a soccer player ever who gets into as much trouble as Luis Suarez beyond biting people? Like, you just said a violent act, but we talked about him. He didn't get suspended for spitting. Like, is there a soccer player ever that's gotten into as much trouble on the field as Luis Suarez?
Now's a good time to remember where tequila's story truly began. In 1795, Cuervo invented tequila.
Cuervo.
What are you doing here?
Cuervo. Anytime someone says Cuervo, I show up.
Well, I do know that to be true, but even during ad reads, like...
Cuervo.
I think he could lay out, especially for one of our great partners.
Sweet, delicious Cuervo.
Since then, Cuervo has stayed true to its roots. The same family, the same land, the same passion.
Cuervo.
So, enjoy the tequila that started it all. Cuervo.
Cuervo.
The tequila that invented tequila. Proximo. Cuervo.com. Please drink responsibly.